strong temptation to it. You are far, far above me in the world, and I have no right to claim you. Perhaps, when you have heard these tidings, you will say, John Ridd, begone. Your life and mine are parted. Will I? Cried Lorna, with all the brightness of her playful ways returning. You very foolish and jealous John. How shall I punish you for this? Am I to forsake every flower I have, and not even know that the world goes round, while I look up to you the whole day long, and say, John, I love, love, love you? During these words she leaned upon me, half in gay imitation of what I had so often made her do, and half in deep of earnestness, as the thrice repeated word grew stronger and grew warmer with and to her heart, and as she looked up at the finishing, saying, you, so musically, I was much inclined to clasp her round, but remembering who she was, forbore, at which she seemed to surprise me. Mistress Lorna, I replied, with I know not what temptation, making little of her caresses, though more than all my heart to me. Mistress Lorna, you must keep your rank and proper dignity. You must never look at me with anything but pity now. I shall look at you with pity, John? Said Lorna, trying to laugh it off, yet not knowing what to make of it. If you talk any more of this nonsense, knowing me as you ought to do, I shall even begin to think that you and your friends are weary of me, and of so long supporting me, and are only seeking cause to send me back to my old misery. If it be so, I will go. My life matters little to anyone. Here the great bright tears arose, but the maiden was too proud to sob. Sweetest of all sweet loves, I cried, for the sign of a tear defeated me. What possibility could make me ever give up Lorna? Dearest of all dears, she answered, if you dearly love me, what possibility could ever make me give you up, dear? Upon that there was no more forbearing, but I kissed and clasped her. Whether she were a countess, or whether Queen of England, mine she was, at last in heart, and mine she should be wholly. And she being of the same opinion, nothing was said between us. Now, Lorna, said I, as she hung on my arm, willing to trust me anywhere, come to your little plant house, and hear my moving story. No story can move me much, dear, she answered rather faintly, for any excitement stayed with her. Since I know your strength of kindness, scarcely any tale can move me, unless it be of yourself, love, or of my poor mother. It is of your poor mother, darling. Can you bear to hear it? And yet I wonder why she did not say as much as of her father. Yes, I can bear anything. But although I cannot see her, and have long forgotten, I could not bear to hear ill of her. There is no ill to hear, sweet child, except of evil done to her. Lorna, you are of an ill-starred race. Better that than a wicked race,' she answered, with her usual quickness, leaping at conclusions. 'Tell me I am not a Doone, and I will. But I cannot love you more.' 'You are not a Doone, my Lorna. For that, at least, I can answer, though I know not what your name is.' 'And my father, your father? What I mean is, your father and mine never met one another. Your father was killed by an accident in the Pyrenees mountains, and your mother by the Doones. Or at least they caused her death, and carried you away from her.' All this, coming as in one breath upon the sensitive maiden, was more than she could bear all at once, as any but a fool like me must of course have known. She lay back on the garden bench, with her black hair shed on the oaken bark, while her colour went and came, and only by that, and her quivering breath, could any one say that she lived and thought. And yet she pressed my hand with hers, that I might tell her all of it. End of chapter 55. Recording by Daisy 55.